Hello, dumplings. Welcome to Let's Get Ugly, the podcast where we dive deep into the latest beauty, wellness, and lifestyle secrets that aren't always pretty, but always real.
We're your co-hosts, Trishna and Disha.
The sister duo keeping it 100% authentic, really silly, and sassy all at the same time.
We're definitely super silly and for sure sassy. So come join us, grab your favorite drink, and welcome to this episode of Let's Get Ugly.
Emily, welcome to London and Let's Get Ugly.
Oh, thank you.
We just love that you do so many different things across acting, producing, and building your own brand, which we can't wait to talk to you about and just talk about this new time in your life.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers, I guess I should say, right?
Yeah,
I guess I should say cheers.
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 Exactly.
Cheers, mate.
We need to have your best British accent as well. Like we've gotta have that.
Yeah, I've watched enough Love Island to know.
So we want to obviously get into identity, creativity, representation, and all that stuff. But let's start with your very big year. Which we have been following.
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
You've had a massive year. Marriage,
Yeah.
a new project, a lot of traveling.
Yeah, that's right.
I was actually going to ask if you were going to do any European traveling, but you've done that this year.
I have, yeah. We were going to do it on our days off. And it all sounds nice. Like when you start to plan it, you're like, oh, we have 2 days off. Let's go to, I don't know, Austria or whatever. And then you get to planning it and you're like, let's just stay back. We have 2 days off. Let's just enjoy and relax. But yeah, we did a lot of traveling this year. So I think we're happy staying for the rest of the year in London.
Yeah. Well, how would you describe the chapter that you're in now?
It's chaotic, but I find a lot of peace in chaos. I'm a Sagittarius and we're always wanderers and, adventurous. And so I like staying busy. I think it gives me a lot of motivation to keep going. The pandemic was really, really hard for somebody like me. So I feel really grateful every single night that I go to bed and even when I wake up in the morning.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really sweet. Has anything surprised you about this phase in terms of like new things you've discovered about yourself or things that you realize that you don't like to do?
Oh, yeah. I've realized that being an adult means having to babysit a lot. You have to babysit a lot of paperwork. So I'm like realizing that. I'm like, oh, we have to follow up with that 15 times? Cool. Thanks. Didn't realize. Nobody told me about that. But, there's been a lot of good surprises along the way. I guess I've realized how much I'm capable of being able to do. I think as women, you always know that you can multitask, but I think as we get older and we get into different chapters in our lives, whether it's marriage or becoming a mom, you just realize that you can actually add more to your plate and it's just a mindset kind of thing. So you guys know you're always busy, so you get how it is. But, But yeah, you learn that about yourself, like what you're capable of.
Yeah, I think that's a really important thing to realize, especially when things do get really busy. Do you do anything to reset yourself?
It's just different. Our jobs are and our lives are really so different because we do so many different things. I do so many different things. So I think for me, it's just taking one step at a time. So I tend to have concentrated times into each sector of my work. So right now I'm really focused on my acting work because I'm doing a film. And then when I go back home, it'll be around January time, and that'll be the time to really pump out Dharma Gin and talk about, gin is really popular in the summertime. So really in Q1 and Q2 is really to get placements for menus for Dharma Gin. So I focus on that. And then throughout the whole entire year, I'm always focusing on content creation because that's never anything that dies throughout the year. Like it's just always on. So yeah, just I think when I'm in those really saturated moments of my life of focusing on my career, anything that helps me to reset is just not doing that. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So anything when I get back to the States, like I will exactly not be doing acting and I'll be more business oriented. That'll take away from my creative side. And funny enough, even though it's still working, it resets my mind to be able to have more of that juice and power to get into my creativity after I'm done focusing on Dharma Gin,
Yeah, because right now is obviously a big acting moment for you. And you do work across Hollywood and Bollywood.
Yeah,
which is really exciting.
Yeah.
Where do you feel most understood as a South Asian woman working in the industry?
It's interesting. I don't really feel like I'm understood in either places.
Great.
Yeah, nobody understands. No, but seriously, I feel like as an NRI, when you go back to India, they're like, oh, you're British or American or Canadian. You're not really Indian. Like, you're from there. And then when you're in America, they're like, well, where are you from? And you're like, here. Or, you know, the UK, you're like, well, I'm from here. And they're like, no, where's your family from? So it's always that matter of like, you're never really from here. And I feel that way in both places. And then you add the fact that I'm a mixed kid on top of that. So my mom is American, but her background is Scottish and Welsh. And then my dad is from Bombay. He's from, you know, he's a Gujarati from Mumbai. So I have an identity crisis constantly, not only for the fact that I live in two different places and work in two different places, but I'm also mixed. So it's interesting. I think that as a society and even as like, I don't know, the entertainment industry, they like to be like, oh, we get it. We understand. Look, we're really inclusive and we really like to add, you know, people that look like us. And I'm like, yeah, but Indians don't all look the same.
No.
Like they just, that's the craziest thing. I'm like, you guys keep casting people that look exactly the same and we look so different from one another. Like it's such a diverse country that you guys have to understand that. And then when I go to India, they're like, I'm not even kidding. The last show that I did, which is hopefully coming out next year, I played a French Caribbean woman. So I had a French accent, but I was from Trinidad and Tobago, and I had to speak in Hindi.
What?
Correct. That's exactly. Because they were just like, you just look foreign, so let's just do that. And it's like, okay, I'm speaking in my third language in an accent that I'm not even from. So everybody on set was like, where in France are you from? And I was like, oh, honey, I'm from Jersey. I'm from New Jersey, America. But yeah. So, you know, maybe we're getting there, but I feel like as creatives, we got to kind of do our own work and write our own story.
Yeah, which is the other part of you, which is the producer part of yourself as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is really great. But what do you think the industry has to do to like solve this stereotype that we're seeing?
Girl, I don't know, because sometimes we see people that are CEOs that look like us or you know, are where we're from, and it's still like we're still seeing the same issues. So I don't know. I just, yeah, I guess it's people watching projects that have, you know, other nationalities in it, which that is bound to happen if you have a good platform that you're streaming on or if you're in theaters. But you know, I think it's I don't know. We haven't cracked the code yet on how to figure that out, but I hope that we do in this lifetime. I think it's just important that we consistently create, and I do think it's very important that I'm just speaking as an Indian American, that we also stay away from the stereotypes. Like I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm tired of seeing the same old stereotypes in film and television where I'm like, okay, we've talked about this for the past 20 years. Like, let's move on, because we are more Americanized or Westernized, and we are, you know, the same as my friends who are from different ethnicities just because we are American or British in that matter. So I think staying away from that stereotype and being like, look, even though we look different, we are American or British at the end of the day. You know, like that's how we can kind of relate in that sense without having to stereotype so much.
Yeah, I feel like it's really funny, actually, you bring that up. We have a friend who's a model, and she basically was talking about how her casting agent was like, okay, so we're going to change your name.
Really?
And we're going to make you non-Indian.
Oh.
And you're going to be like a Latin or Brazilian, and that's what we're going to do on your casting card.
No way.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I think, to be honest, I feel like maybe not right now. It's a not very popular topic, but I do feel like America is way more inclusive than the UK.
Yeah.
I think so, for sure.
Is it?
So much more.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. That's so interesting. Yeah. I mean, maybe. I think the UK is it's similar in America in the sense that like different pockets are very different to one another. So, and I think America is the same way. Like you go to the South, obviously, and you're going to have different, you know what I mean? Like my mom's from Kansas City, Missouri, which is very middle of America. Yeah. It's kind of, I mean, it's considered the Midwest, but there's a lot of South to it, a lot of Southernness to it. So yeah, like I'm the darkest person in the room at like our family events, or, you know, when I've gone to church with her or anything like that. Like I definitely have a tan. So, but yeah, I think it's unique in that way.
Interesting time for change, for sure.
Needed change.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I wonder what the Latin thing is about.
No idea. I think it's just like, don't look Indian.
Yes.
As
That's kind of the
that
membo,
is.
right?
That's crazy. Do you know an Indian girl just opened the Chanel fashion show?
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Yeah.
We did. It was great.
So what? But I'm so ask her about that. I actually want to know, like, what's the idea behind that?
I think it's because at the end of the day, like there is a stereotype of being Indian, you know, there is a stereotype in general of being Indian. And I feel like for whatever reason, it's unfavorable or undesirable, or at least it has been for the longest time.
At least in the modeling world or entertainment or whatever. Interesting.
But I think just in general.
Yeah, like this Tyler concert thing that went like viral. They're like, oh my God, Indian baddies. I was like, are people living under a rock? Like, did we not exist?
I know. I always used to get, you don't look, or well, obviously I know I'm half, but I would get that backhanded compliment where it's like, you're really pretty for an Indian girl. And
Yeah.
excuse me. I was like, you guys got to watch Bollywood. Like, we're actually very beautiful inside and out. But yeah, it's a shame like that still happens. Yeah. It's crazy. Like, this was recent, this Tyler thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Now everyone's like, Indian baddies. I'm like, oh my God. You know, when you see things like this, you're like, where has everybody been for the last
ever?
Ever.
Literally
So
ever.
funny. I know.
Which is just ridiculous. But let's see what happens with that.
Crazy.
So considering how busy you are and how much traveling you do, how do you and your now husband keep your creative lives from swallowing personal lives? Because it seems like you guys are always on.
Yeah, it does seem that way, which is good. We've done a good job at that then. But no, we definitely, my husband is a Virgo, and he is probably the most A-type person that you will ever meet if you do meet him. But he's very good at being able to organize his life in a lot of ways, and I am the opposite. I'm so spontaneous. I'm like, or he will time block his day, and I'll try to, but if things change, I'm just like, oh, it's changed and whatever. And for him, it like throws off his entire day. So for him, he's always like, okay, let's make a conscious effort to have, you know, personal time with just one another. Or if we feel like we've been in work mode for so many days, let's try to disconnect and do our own thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but he's very good at planning that. And I'm very good at being able to be like, okay, this didn't work out this way, but maybe there's another time that we can figure this out. So we try to work it around our schedule because it's always changing. Like, no matter what we do, our schedule is just forever up in the air. So we try our best, like, and it's an energy thing too, right? Like, we can feel when we haven't had personal time. So we're like, okay, how do we make that happen? So you just make a conscious effort. And I feel like communication. It's crazy how many couples don't communicate. Like, did you tell your husband you feel that way? Like, tell him, girl, he ain't gonna read your mind. So yeah, I just think communication's key. Like, just tell your partner how you feel. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I guess it's also like a big change, right? Also, when you guys have similar paths as well and work together on occasion or whatever it might be, it can be really stressful as well. But what is one moment from newlywed life that made you feel like we're adulting?
That's a good question. When he started to talk to me about retirement plans, and I was like, oh, that's, wow, we're so young. And he's like, no, you have to, he's a planner, right? He's like, you have to plan for these things. And I'm like, I guess, like, can you teach me? So anyway, that's like one actual literal thing where I was like, wow, we are actually married and this is a long-term thing. And then changing your last name. By the way, not as easy as people would make it seem. With such a process, I feel like anything that you have to do with the government, especially in the US, is just such a freaking headache and process. So there's girls that are like, I didn't change my last name for like 3 or 4 years. So it's something that I have to do. But I'm like, wow, okay, this is official now. I've got to do it. But I was like, I told him, I was like, we're traveling so much. And then I have a film coming up. I was like, I need my passport. Like, I have to send my passport back. Things you don't think of, right? And I'm like, hey, my ticket for this is booked under Emily Shah. So I'll do it when I'm back. So yeah, now when people ask, they're like, what's your name? And I go, Emily Shah, and he looks at me and I'm like, it technically still is, boy. Technically it still is. So yeah, I got to figure that out. So we're back. It's my to-do list.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So much to look forward to.
Paperwork.
Yeah, exactly.
But also your brand, which we really want to talk to you about because it's so exciting. And I think that it's like such a great concept. We just wanted you to kind of describe what is different about Dharma Gin and what side of you it brings out that people don't get to see of you on social media or in film.
Please talk us through the bottle.
Lift the bottle.
Should I?
The bottle.
Wait, should I do my pitch that I do at bars and restaurants?
Please.
Yeah. Okay. I've been in acting mode, so let me just remember what I even told. My dad the other day, we were on set, and he was like, he was talking to somebody that was coming to visit set, and he was like, Emily, how many botanicals are in Dharma Gin? And I'm like, Dad, I'm literally trying to memorize lines right now. I was like, I don't know, sir. Like, just look on the website, right? I'm not in Dharma Gin mode right now. Okay, I'll give you my pitch. So Dharma Gin is a family-owned company. We started before the pandemic, and it was basically a concept that we wanted to put our background and our culture into a product. When we looked at the market, we were like, okay, beauty is really saturated. Fitness, wellness, all of those areas are super saturated. So we're like, where is one area that doesn't have a lot of representation for our background or culture? And so we found that spirits was kind of one of those industries. A lot of Indian whiskeys on the market, Indian beers that we're aware of, but gin was kind of one of those things that wasn't saturated throughout the world. I know in the UK gin is very big, but it's not in America yet. And I felt like there was kind of a hole in the market for something that had representation that we could relate to. So gin is one of the only spirits that you can actually add botanicals and ingredients to. Like whiskey and vodka is just made, and tequila too, is just made from 1 or 2 ingredients, and then it's put into a barrel if you're going to age it, like whiskey or some of the tequilas. But gin is the only one that you can actually make a recipe with. So I was like, hey, what if we took stuff that we grew up with and put it into a bottle and distilled with it? So we went over 50 distillations. The reason why Americans don't like gin is because it tastes like a Christmas tree. Or like, do you guys have Pine Sol here?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Pine Sol is like it's like pine essentially, and it's what we clean our furniture with.
Oh.
It's got that like very juniper, your guys' yeah, that's what we have in America. But yes, we do clean our furniture with it, and sometimes like the really strong heavy gins taste or smell like that, taste like that. So not that I've tasted Pine Sol, but you get what I'm saying. It's very juniper forward. So a lot of Americans don't like it for that reason, and I feel like a lot of Americans like Hendrix or Monkey 47 because it's very different than your classic Tanqueray or Bombay Sapphire. So I wanted to kind of lean into that craft gin style. So, botanicals that we grew up with. So we were like, let's do all these different iterations and figure out what is so unique, something that's not on the market at all. So it actually took us like 50, I think it was 52 or 54 distillations to come up with Dharma Indian Dry Gin.
Wow.
Because we wanted something that was so unique. So it took a while. It took us over 2.5 years of R&D before we got on the market, and that was not something we expected. It's like any business, right? You never you have a timeline, but that timeline rarely ever is followed. So yeah, we finally came to market, and it was obviously received really well. And I was doing all these things in the beginning, guys. I was going door. This is the thing about entrepreneurship that nobody tells you about, is how much of like actual physical work you have to put into it. So I was going, you're laughing because it's true, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
It's true. No one tells you as well.
It's not all glamorous. But yes, I was going like door to door and selling, Dharma Gin, and I was going to bars and restaurants and having people taste it. And, bars and restaurants would be like, okay, we'll pick up 1 bottle, or a liquor store would be like, okay, we'll pick up a case or whatever. And I was like, damn, I am going to all these different states and cities, and someone's picking up 1 bottle or 2 bottles, and we're a small brand. So I was like, this is just not sustainable. Like, I'm going to burn out. It's a small company. We're family owned. So I was like, how can I reach a mass market? So I started to do videos with my family on Instagram and TikTok, and that's what really blew us up. And because we're accessible online direct to consumer in the US to all the states, we started getting a lot more online sales. And I was like, this is so much more like the power of social media, right? It's so much more convenient to be able to do something like this where you can reach so many different people and so many people learn about your brand without having to actually taste a product or like feel or touch the bottle. It's so cool. So anyway, that's my spiel. So let's start Indian Dry Gin.
Though.
But yeah. Oh, I should tell you about the ingredients.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Tell us about these
That's very
botanicals.
important. Yes, very important. So we have a lot of saffron. Our saffron bill, like the actual physical bill, is so expensive that it's more expensive than all of our ingredients combined because we use so much saffron. Our distiller actually told us that his hands are yellow for about 2 weeks after distillation. Crazy. We use Indian curry leaf, ginger, turmeric, and then on the bottle it actually says mango, but it's amchur.
Oh.
Yeah, it's our little secret because no one really knows what amchur is.
True.
It's mango. So if you don't know, it's a green mango peel that is dried in sun, right? Isn't it dried in the sun? In the sun, and then it's grinded into a powder. And then we use black cardamom. We did that instead of green cardamom because green cardamom has like a soapy flavor profile, kind of like coriander. So we learned that the hard way because I was like, why does this taste like soap? So then we had to change it to black cardamom, which is dried over an open fire. So we have a little bit of smokiness in Dharma Gin, which if you like mezcal, then you'll like Dharma Gin because it has that on the back of the notes. And then rose. So yeah, and juniper, of course, because it has to be gin. It's not gin without juniper. So yeah, that's it.
Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, it sounds fantastic. Who's your most surprising, biggest fan of Dharma Gin?
My dadu, because he's a Johnny Walker guy. Oh my God. Like that to me, because I was like, dadu, just make the videos. Like just try because you'll have a cocktail here and there. So I'm like, just have a cocktail. Like I'm just going to make you a gimlet or I don't know, like a rose spritzer or whatever, and he would try it. And then every night, my dadu's 94, and every single night he has 2 Johnny Walkers with a little bit of water, just neat, like not on the rocks or anything. So we started doing the videos for Dharma Gin, and then he got spoiled with all the cocktails that I was making. So now every time I would go over or I would see him, he would be like, "Can I make a cocktail?" And sometimes I'm like, "You're breaking my heart, but I'm busy today. I don't have time to make a cocktail." But he'll actually have it neat instead of Johnny Walker. I know. I'm like, you need to go home to your community in Edison, New Jersey, and tell them how you've made the switch from Johnny Walker to Dharma Gin, because that will be my customer base, please. So yeah, he has, and now he's giving everyone the website. So
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know.
That is actually so sweet.
Yeah,
I was
very
going to
sweet.
say, was that probably like one of the most joyful parts of creating the business for you then? Like having the support of the family and like, or was there something else?
It wasn't in the beginning. Working with your family is very hard.
Yes.
I'm sure you guys know this very well. It is tough. It's not easy. And you guys get into a lot. Well, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, speaking from experience, I've worked with my dad in the past on films, but you guys get into like really emotional arguments or, you know, disagreements. And sometimes, you know, it can become personal because work is personal for us. You know, it's our whole livelihood. So anyway, yeah, it's tough, but I found the joy in it after the bottle came out and after we started promoting it and we got it on the market and after we got recognition and people started learning about the brand, like that was the most joyous part. There are people that will come up to my dad at the JW Marriott in Juhu Beach and they'll be like, "We have seen your videos on Instagram or TikTok. We're from London or from Canada or whatever, and we like can't wait to try Dharma Gin, but we've seen you guys." And like he gets so much joy out of that it's like reached such an international level that people from his own community is being able to relate to him, you know? Like it's, I don't know, that's what brings us joy.
I think that's awesome. But there's so many different things that happen with this company that are so exciting.
Yeah.
When I am your customer and I'm trying this for the first time, what do you want me to feel? Or what story do you want me to resonate with?
Okay, so because India is known about the spice market, like that's, you know, claim to fame, really. I want people to drink Dharma Gin neat or on the rocks if you like it chilled, or, you know, you can stir it with a bit of rocks and then pour it. But I want them to close their eyes and every time they take a sip, I want them to like really think about the botanicals because it's supposed to feel like you're tasting through the spice market of India. Like that's the idea behind it. It's cool, right?
That is cool.
I came up with it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Entrepreneurship is built into the DNA.
Thanks. You know? Thank you.
No, but that's actually really great.
Yeah,
and it's
thanks.
a powerful story as well. And I feel like it just ties everything so nicely together.
Yeah, thank you. No, there's a lot of intention behind it. It's not like truly, I make a joke like we're always outsourced as Indians, but one things that Indian do is that we don't outsource our heart. You know what I mean? Like our heart really goes into what we do. So
Yeah.
That is true. And you can definitely feel it when you're speaking about the product as well.
Thanks.
But we wanted to ask you about your new project a little bit.
Yes.
And wanted to ask, I know we talked about it off air, but
Yeah.
is there anything that you can share on air about it?
Yes, because this is already public news, so I'm giving you guys a little bit of insight. But I get to work with two very legendary actors from India, and I'm so excited about that. And I've worked with them. Obviously, we've been on set for the past 2 weeks, and wow, like I get why they're icons. But Shabana Azmi plays my mother, and Kabir Bedi plays my father, and it's fascinating to hear their stories of like what they've done in the past and their experience just as actors, not only working in India but even internationally, because I mean they've both worked in international waters for years. But Shabana Azmi's 75 and she just celebrated her 75th birthday, and then he's 79, about to be 80. That's their stamina at their age, and the amount of emotion that they bring to it is insane. Like there was a day where Shabana and I had to cry the whole day, and I was like, how did you do that? Like how did, and the next day she was exhausted. You could tell. Like I was like, you deserve just a day of rest, honestly. But it's the fact that they're at their age and they can bring so much power and emotion to what we're doing and the story that we're telling right now, because it's based on a true story and it's quite heavy. It's like fascinating. That is something to be studied. Like it is no wonder that they're icons. Seriously. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's pretty legendary.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see it, to be
can't
honest.
wait
As soon as you told us about it, I was like, when is it coming out?
Yeah, I know. I hope this summer. We'll see. We'll see, though.
Editing, though.
I know. I told you,
Editing, though.
nothing ever goes to timeline, right? But we'll see. We'll see.
See.
Yeah.
has there been a day where you were just like, wow, this is going to be like a core memory for my life? Like, has something happened? Have you eaten something? Have you go on.
Yes.
Tell us.
So there was it was actually my most emotional scene. And it's where Shabana and I's character gets into a huge fight. And it's like their turning point in the story. And the day that we were shooting, it was a Sunday at what do you guys call it? It's like a recreation center, municipal hall, where like kids come together over the weekend. There's like maybe a stage and kind of like a.
We're too bougie for this.
Yeah,
we don't do that.
Oh my gosh! Okay. No, but you guys have it here. It was here.
We're Shortage House girlies. Like,
I'm dead. Right. This was in like
we're like a rec center.
I know,
like
a
recreation,
kind of,
like
but
a Y?
but no. That's so funny. No, it's not a Y. It's something like it, I guess. But you're right. This was in like Gloucester. Gloucester.
Yeah.
But it's spelled Gloucester.
Okay. Yeah.
Confusing.
Like near Cheltenham.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it was over there.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a Sunday afternoon and we were shooting in this hall and it was this really emotional scene, like super powerful turning point of our characters in the story. Insane scene. Like this was the scene. Like I had prepped for the scene. Everybody was like, "Oh, this is going to be your scene, Emily. Like this is it." And Shabana and I are in the middle of a scene and we're, she's got her close-ups. They finish that. Great. Amazing. We break for lunch. They're like, Emily, take a break. Like, you need a moment. We're going to actually break for lunch now. We'll come back. We'll do your close-ups. I'm like, great. Amazing. Time to relax and decompress and, like, get it together. We can start crying again. So I get back. I'm ready. I do a lot of method acting. I grew up going to Lee Strasberg, so I'm quite a method actor in that sense, especially when it's really emotional scenes. So I'm, like, in the zone, ready. I'm, like, ready to start bawling out. And as they're taking my close-up, there's a school play that's going on for Christmas. And they start playing, like, the Joker, like, juggling music, like circus, dun, 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 dun. And I'm supposed to be crying, and that starts playing as I'm yelling at her, and I'm like, how the frick do I cry right now when there's, like, Santa Claus is coming to town, and this is circus music playing? But we had to laugh about it, because I was like, Shabana was like, is that a play going? Like, can they stop? Is that a play? Is it rehearsal? And they're like, no, it's a play. And she's like, okay, I guess we have to dub this. I'm like, how do you want me to dub me crying? Like, that's insane. So I was like, okay, I hope that they were able to get enough sound from when they shot her coverage, but I was like, oh my God. Of course, like the Joker circus music would be playing in like my most emotional
Of course.
scene.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
Yeah, so anyway, very core memory for good things too. Like obviously the scene came out, I mean, visually it looked really beautiful, but I was like, yeah, I'm never going to forget that. The Christmas music playing, my most emotional scene. Crazy.
Oh my gosh, that sounds absolutely hilarious. So, we actually wanted to talk to you a little bit about beauty.
Yeah.
Because beauty is something that you love posting about and we love talking about all the time. As a South Asian woman in the entertainment industry, has your relationship with beauty evolved?
Yes, it has. I want to say that, I grew up with the typical standards of which is crazy to say now, but it is true. I'm sure you guys experience this. Like, don't darken your skin. Like, make sure you don't tan and blah, blah, blah. But obviously as Americans, especially someone growing up in New Jersey, like you had to, especially growing up in New Jersey, we love tanning there. So it was a bit different, but now everything's a lot more accepted and it's culturally okay to be who you are, obviously. I'm glad we've gotten here. So I would say, yeah, it's changed a little bit for me. But, I think these trends that we have throughout the years, I love seeing everything come back to what we grew up with.
Yes.
So I love seeing the thin eyebrows come back because I'm like, yes, I was never really a thick eyebrow girl. And I really struggled during that period. But I love seeing trends come back. So it's nice to have that circle back.
I feel like that's so true. And is there a beauty moment that you will always remember, like something that makes you feel like, okay, this is me?
Contouring. Like, why did we stop contouring? I will never not contour. Even on a day where I'm like, it's just very basic makeup, I'm like, I gotta contour. Even if it's just like bronzer and it's not actual contour, I can't let go. I grew up in like the Kim K era, the 2010s of Kim K makeup. That was peak. I'm pretty sure that was peak. And so, yeah, I'm just not going to let that one go.
There's now a 24 in the UK. There is a 24-hour free channel that just plays Kardashians episodes 24/7. Like, just
are you serious?
Just 24/7.
Genius.
And there's no ads. It's just like different seasons, different episodes, like different things going on. So we're seeing like a little bit of like Kanye era. We're also seeing like the Chris Humphries era.
Fascinating.
And it's like going into a time loop, like a time warp.
Yeah.
And it's so funny you mentioned that because I've just been looking at their like Courtney and Chloe Take Miami, like season 1.
Yes, when they would venture out.
And I'm like, people wear color.
Yeah, the color and the colorful lips that they had. I'm like, no one's nude everywhere all the time. Like, it's been exciting to see color again. I feel like we lost color for the last few years.
Yeah, I know. The clean girl aesthetic really killed me, though. I will tell you that much. As a brown girl, I feel like we're supposed to wear makeup.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I can't cover dark circles with clean girl aesthetic, so we're just gonna have to go back to like even though we can make it seem like it looks natural, I'm like, I just can't do minimal makeup. I love when white girls are on there and they're like, here's a little bit of concealer right here, and I'm like, oh bless, that must be so nice. I gotta color correct 5 times, but love that for you.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking back on an episode this week and I was like, oh my gosh, because we had a mix up with our makeup bags, and so I was trying to use concealer but not use concealer, and all I just see is eye bags now. And I'm like, ugh, I don't know how people do it.
It's not for us. It wasn't meant for us. The trend was not meant for us at all. Yeah. As soon as you cross like Africa, it's just not meant for us.
No,
like, we should just stick to what we know.
Yeah. 100% agree.
Yes, but this chat has been amazing. But before you go, we have 3 quick fire beauty questions we ask every guest. Are you ready?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So, what's one beauty rule you love breaking?
Neutral nails during the holidays.
Ah.
You can have them. It's okay. It's fine.
It's actually better, I think, anyway.
You know, the red is really overstimulating after 2 weeks. I like my nails to last for 4 weeks because it takes so long. It's a big commitment when you go to the nail salon.
If you could give your younger self one piece of beauty advice, what would it be?
Don't get filler. Do not get face filler. Yeah, I did that. The worst thing I've ever done. Yeah, I wish I never did it.
Oh my God.
Had to get it removed, yeah.
Did it remove?
Yeah.
You got it out?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Did you do it everywhere or lips?
I did it on my under eyes.
No.
Oh my
For my
gosh.
dark circles. Yep. When I was 21, I was so young. So stupid. So stupid. Never. Don't. Like, just, if you are basically below the age of like 50, there's no reason why you should be getting filler. Just don't do it. Like, filler ages, Botox de-ages. Just remember that.
Good
to
advice.
So,
know. What's a beauty moment, good or bad, that you'll never forget?
Orange lipstick, I will never forget that. That one did me really dirty. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget. I went to it was like a Warner Brothers event, red carpet, everything. I did the curls where, you know, the curls where your wand is like this and you go like that and then switch it and go like that and then switch it. And it was like the Lily Galici curls that were, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about? Yes. So I did those, those like ringlet curls, and then you would curl them, but it would all look like one big, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was a moment.
One big curl.
Yeah. And then I did that with orange YSL lipstick. I thought it was iconic, right? But then the photos came out on Getty and it looked like I was selling Persian rugs on Melrose. It's very embarrassing. Don't look that up on Getty.
It's very memorable. I think we might find that image and put
that's
it in.
exciting.
That's
Totally
exactly what I want.
It's humbling. Yeah, we'll never be doing that again.
But Emily, thank you so much for a fun and open conversation. And it felt like one of those chats that could have gone on forever.
I know. I'm like, we're done? That's great. That's crazy.
And for anyone listening to this episode, it's just a reminder that you don't have to fit into one box, or any box for that matter. You're allowed to evolve, explore, and define success in every way you wish. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Amazing. And that's a wrap.